A very good evening to you all. I'm Shivam Shidhantlal reporting Radio Rishtey Fiji English news coverage. High chances of a tropical cyclone developing in Fiji this week. Another significant tropical disturbance currently to the far northwest of Fiji near Vanuatu is expected to move towards Fiji, gradually intensify into a tropical depression, and then there's a high chance of it becoming a tropical cyclone. This will affect Fiji. The Nandi Weather Office says this will bring heavy rain and strong winds gusting to about 65 kilometers per hour from tomorrow. Director Raveen Kumar says this will continue to be assessed and people need to listen to the weather bulletin and take necessary precautions. Kumar says the path that the weather system will take is uncertain at this stage and more information will be released based on all the data this afternoon. He says if the system develops into a cyclone, then there is a possibility that it will become a category 1 tropical cyclone near the Fiji group. A heavy rain warning remains in force for Vanuatu, Teveuni, Kandavu and nearby small islands in Lau group. A heavy rain alert remains in force for the rest of Fiji. A flood alert remains in force for all low-lying areas and small streams for Vanuatu and Teveuni. Meanwhile, the other tropical depression continues to move south away from Fiji. Flooding in Galau Road, Rakiraki. Galau Road in Rakiraki is flooded at the moment. The road is currently covered with 2 feet of water and is not accessible to vehicles. In an update earlier this morning, the weather office says a heavy rain warning remains in force for Vanuatu, Teveuni, Kandavu and nearby islands and Lau Lomaviti group. A heavy rain alert remains in force for the rest of Fiji. A flood alert remains in force for all low-lying areas and small streams for Vanuatu and Teveuni. A school affected by landslide still awaits word from Education Ministry. The school manager of Grams and Khan School in Budu Nanosoi says that they are still awaiting a word from Ministry of Education as to when work will start in relation to a major landslide about 3 weeks ago. Ravindra Prasad says because of the landslide they had no choice but to close a classroom and a toilet in their school last week. Prasad says they had to take this action as the Year 1 classroom and the toilet were near the area where a major landslide took place. The Ministry of Education has confirmed to us 2 weeks ago that they will be signing a memorandum of understanding with the contractor and work on building a retaining wall will start soon after signing. Prasad told us yesterday afternoon that they are yet to see any work and there is a real threat to the lives of students and teachers. When contacted again, the Ministry of Education has stated that the Ministry of Environment and Infrastructure together with the Ministry of Education have already visited the site and conducted a geotech assessment for the landslide. He says the Ministry of Education cannot specify the detail of how soon this work will take place and these comments will have to come from the Ministry of Infrastructure and the Ministry of Environment. Water supply did not normalize as expected in Navo Nandi residents. Residents of Navo in Nandi have told Radio Rishtey that water supply did not normalize as expected in their area at 5 p.m. yesterday till midday today. They say that there are no water trucks carrying water from midday yesterday to now. Residents also confirm that some students did not attend school today because of this issue. The Water Authority of Fiji says the restoration of water supply after the completion of repair works at the Nandongo treatment plant has been affected by 3 major pipe bursts, leaving thousands of residents in Nandi without water this morning. They confirmed that works on these pipe bursts have been completed and water supply should normalize by tomorrow. The water authority says areas that are located at the end of recirculation system and some isolated higher elevated areas will still experience low water pressure till tomorrow. Areas affected include Nandongo, Nandale, Holita, Batulevu, Taki, Tongamasi, Toko, Labosa, Salovi, Menginia, and Malo to Fiji Marriott Momi Bay Resort. The Water Authority of Fiji stresses that this distribution is not related to the shutdown that happened over the weekend, but it is a result of major pipe bursts that has happened due to a gaining infrastructure. In sports news, Fiji Giants 10s uses Fiji's win at the Hamilton Sevens as motivation. Fiji Giants coach Senarusi believes the Fiji Airways men's national sevens victory in Hamilton has encouraged them ahead of the Brisbane Global 10s this weekend. The national side is in a tough pool with the Super Rugby defending champion Crusaders, Brumbies and the Hurricanes. Nusi says if the Fiji Sevens team can defy the odds and go on and to win the Hamilton Sevens after finishing 6th in Sydney, then nothing is impossible for them. Meanwhile, Chris will be joining the team in Brisbane. Fiji Tuawa will take on Brumbies at 7:09 p.m. Friday. They will then face the Hurricanes at 11:01 p.m. Friday before taking on the Crusaders at 5:00 p.m. Saturday. The quarterfinals will be held at 7 p.m. Saturday. The semi-final is at 8:30 p.m. while the final will be held at 10:15 Saturday. In weather news, a heavy rain warning remains in force for Kandavu, Lomaiviti and Lau Group, Vanuatu, Tevuni and nearby small islands, Yasawa and Mamadua Group, northern and western parts of Viti Levu. A heavy rain alert remains in force for the rest of Fiji. A flood alert remains in force for the low-lying areas and small streams for Vanuatu, northern and western parts of Viti Levu. A dominant most northern western wind flow prevails over Fiji with the trough of low pressure just to the west of the country. Meanwhile, tropical depression 08F lies just to the south of Fiji and is moving south away from the group. Another significant tropical disturbance, TD 07F, currently to the far northwest of Fiji near Vanuatu, is expected to move towards Fiji and gradually intensify into a tropical depression and possibly affect the group from later tomorrow. Forecast to midnight tomorrow for the Fiji group, periods of rain, heavy times and gradually thunderstorms over Vanuatu, Tebuni and nearby small islands, and Lau group with occasional rain over Kandavu, Lomaiviti group, Yasawa and Mamadua group, northern and western parts of Viti Levu. Elsewhere, after or evening showers, isolated heavy falls and thunderstorm expected. Showers possibly increasing to rain tomorrow. Localized heavy falls may lead to flash flooding of low-lying areas, moderate to fresh southwest to northwest winds gusty at times, moderate to rough seas. Outlook for Friday, periods of rain and thunderstorm over most places. Northwesterly winds 40 km per hour to 50 km per hour, gusting to 65 km per hour. This was Radio Rishtey news coverage. Until we meet in our next news bulletin, until that, good evening.